let's talk about stand-up, because actually that's what I meant to ask you guys almost a year ago, was the stand-up journey, because I admire people who do stand-up. Like, I've done a couple of open mics myself just to try it. I don't feel compelled to get on stage, although you guys were very encouraging last year in saying, like, why don't you do stand-up? Like, you're quick and you have funny stories and your delivery, you know. And I actually just had a conversation with someone I really respect a couple of days ago who was saying, like, you should do stand-up because you'd be really good. And I just don't feel compelled to do it, but I do admire it. And I think that might be partly why I hesitate, but I do want to know, like, what the initial, like, impulse was, like, what made you guys want to start doing it? Like, everybody seems to have a different story about it. So I want to know kind of how you came to do
I was
stand-up.
always just a huge comedy fan. My dad was like throwing comedy at me. My whole dad's side.
Richard Pryor, Don Rickles, Bob Hope, just whipping records at you.
Just so many records. It was wild. Like, my parents split up. I got their vinyls in the divorce, and I have a Steve Martin Arrow Through the Head album, and I have a George Carlin. Like, that's what I listen to when I'm super bored and have to type out a bunch of shit. But like, my dad was always throwing comedy things at me. One of my favorite things I remember growing up watching was Robin Williams' HBO special. The Invention of Golf is one of my favorite.
Oh god! The Live on Broadway 2002 special. Yes,
4,000%.
Amazing.
One of my first comedy memories. And then I would listen to Opie and Anthony with my dad. So we got Bobby Kelly, Rich Voss, Jim Norton, all those guys, legend throughout the industry right now. So
before they were who they are, like, I mean, we're talking early 2000s. Like,
halfway there.
Like,
I knew Bobby Kelly because he was on the Dane Cook HBO thing, where it was like a small series. And it's so funny because they played like football, and Bobby went down, and he's like, "My knee, dude! Oh, dude, my knee!" It was knee, dude, for like 20 seconds in all the iterations.
It's like that Family Guy bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Knee injury lasts way too long.
Like, that was the whole fucking thing. But so I knew him. So he shows up on the show. They had Louis C.K. They had a ton of comedians that I knew and came to respect, but they were off the cuff and just able to berate their friends.
Right.
As somebody who has been bullied and made fun of my entire life, the ability to fire back as somebody shoots one at you, I was like, I need to be able to do that.
Yeah, I need to sharpen those skills.
I just started listening to comedy, and so there was a moment when I got my first apartment where I just didn't have any internet, and I just downloaded a ton of things anytime I had, like Starbucks or whatever, all of the Comedy Central half-hour specials. And I just memorized them. Mitch Hedberg, which I equate to John a lot, which is just the one-liner, punch, funny as fuck, next one, no segue, just consistent, witty fucking punches. And it was so good. I was like, I want to be that. And then I realized I can't write. So I just come up with funny stories that have happened to me and become the storyteller comedian. And Uncle Vinny's just happened on me. I served tables there for 2 years. And then,
with an eye toward being a comedian eventually?
Absolutely.
Is it like your Comedy Store?
Basically, yeah. Most comics have to like bark on the street or hand out tickets or whatever. I served tables there, and he held an open mic, and he was tired. The owner, Dino, biggest break I've ever in the business for me. He was like, I don't want to do the host anymore. You did an open mic, shitty 5 minutes. Beat it to death on my stage. Cool. Let's go. It's been 3 years. I have I have a solid 10 minutes that I can do tightly anywhere. Somebody asked me for a tight, clean 10 to put me on XM radio. Dino might put me in Gotham Comedy Club. People are bringing me into the Village in Manhattan. I'm opening for Jim Norton this weekend.
Really?
I'm hosting for him at Uncle Vinny's 4 shows.
Oh, dude.
Just it has escalated so quick, and I know how lucky I am to have had a foot that far in the door, because just everybody has to hit an open mic scene for the most part. And I'm working retroactively trying to get to an open mic so that I can try out new shit, because if I go in there at Uncle Vinny's and bomb out trying something new, I get yelled at, and I don't want that shit anymore if I'm an angry Italian comedy club owner. So that's
Joe,
so,
you lost it.
Yeah,
you stupid Irish, you pale Irish prick.
And then he's
What's
like,
wrong with you?
maybe book Tim Rager more. It's like, no, I can do this. It's fine.
It was an off night, I swear.
It's fucking crazy.
No more bong hits before the show.
I just need to get the rest of the patterns down because I don't know the writing aspect. I don't know the social media aspect, and I need to get in like more rooms and get to know more comedians to bring me on shows.
Right.
So that's I'm trying to slowly get better. But
you're doing it on a weekly basis.
Life
though.
is no. I'm having shows, and I'm hoping that more and more. I got to spend 20 minutes talking to Joey Diaz. Just shooting the shit about comedy. It was one of the coolest moments of my life. I found out he went to school in my hometown, Kearney, New Jersey, and I was like, he heard me say a joke about Kearney. He goes, oh yeah, I went to school in Kearney, up on stage. I was like, what? I need to pick his brain. Hit him after the show. He's like, yeah, I went to St. Cecilia's Catholic church school, and I got kicked out for punching a nun in the stomach. I'm like, that's the most Joey Diaz story I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Did you really punch a nun in the stomach? Like,
who cares? It was the 70s or 80s. I don't know actually how old Joey Diaz is, but I'll believe him.
Mike Zapsik has plenty of Catholic school stories.
Yeah,
dude. So go Ming is nodding emphatically behind the camera. So shit was different in the 70s. Let's put it that way. I mean, you guys are a smidge younger than me, but
that's fair.
Even before our time, forget it.
Smidge.
All right.
Wait, nice. Are you an elder millennial or a Gen X?
See, that's the problem. Depending on what scale people use, 1981 is the end of Generation X or the beginning of millennials.
I've heard 82 I don't know. Is millennial. Yeah.
See, I have, but some have said 1981, so I don't know. I guess I'm on the cusp. Does anybody call it the millennial cusp?
That's kind of like
that's why I like you. Yeah.
It's a part of, I don't identify myself with any group whatsoever. I don't even consider myself part of humanity.
Any older
really.
than Gen X, and I start to lose touch with them.
Yeah.
You know, they start to go crazy. And,
I lose touch with the silent generation. Fuck those old people.
I can keep track of what you're talking about. But when I start to talk to someone that's like maybe 5-10 years older than you, they're just starting to go crazy.
You're saying I'm ageless, and I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Age of stagnation. You know,
I didn't have you. I didn't have you put past 40, so good for you.
I mean, thanks. You're literally just at 40.
Just barely, but I didn't have you close to it. So
I had you pegged for at least 39.
Yeah.
We were talking about comedy.
Yes, I'm sorry. So we got Joe was bragging. It's your turn.
No, I told my whole life story.
No, that was honestly. I want to know.
Joe, you put the time in, bro. Honestly, I respect you a lot.
Thanks.
Well, that's what it takes. So many people think they go. I mean, it's like that mentality has always existed. Listen, I spent a lot of years playing in bands, and people just think like, as soon as I play the Stone Pony, man, it's fucking on. And that's not how anything works.
Yeah.
People think they upload one TikTok. This is going to blow up, and I'm going to be. That's not how it works. They're going to go up and open mic. Yeah. This is the start of my career. That's not how anything works. But people always have the delusion that you can do it once. It's like, I take a shower and I'm clean forever. No, it doesn't. Nothing fucking works that way.
Right.
And people have this. It's a delusion.
Well, they call
user delusion.
They call you green. When you first start now.
Well, I mean, the idea of paying your dues and finding your rhythm and finding your voice is an absolute thing. I mean, you have to do that because you don't know until you do it. You don't know
a specific style. Like I said,
you gotta stumble and fall and fucking.
Well, that's what I was saying. John is the punch comedian, and it works. I am a storyteller type, like John Mulaney. You're Mitch Hedberg. I'm John Mulaney, just storyteller type. Like I expand a story, and you're gonna laugh as I tell the entire fucking thing.
Right.
Like
you build and build.
It took me so long to realize that I need to stop trying to be a different type of comic.
Yeah.
I have jokes that hit every once in a while if I write something. I told the Batman joke last time I was here. So and that's become a regular part of my set because it ties into the podcast, obviously for free advertising. But
a comedian with a podcast, get the fuck out of here.
At the same time, it was
never happened.
It was just a great punch, and I was like so proud of it. So now I start telling it.
But you keep comparing me to Mitch Hedberg.
I do.
You know, me and him share a birthday.
February fucking
24th.
way.
And you know, me and him are going to die the same way. We're going to overdose on heroin outside of a comedy club in New Jersey.
I mean, let's make it a big one, dude. Let's get you in Stress Factory.
No. Yo, that's exactly where he overdosed. It's a real shame. But
hey, I share a birthday with Yo-Yo Ma and Tom York, so I figured I was destined to be a weird musician. And it happened.
I share a birthday.
Nobody knows who I am, but still.
I share a birthday with...
infrastructure will collapse.
I got Jerry
This is what you get. And I did.
I share it with Jerry Stiller and Joan Rivers, so I got comedy in my blood. But at the same time, I'm batshit crazy, and I share a birthday with Kanye West. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
every day on my birthday.
Beyonce had the best album of all time. Fuck you, Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Fuck you, Taylor. Fuck you. No, you don't get to. Okay, why did I start doing comedy?
Yeah. So how did this come? How did all this happen?
I was up at 3 a.m. and I was watching people do stand up, and I thought I'm funnier than this.
Like in a club or like on TV?
No,
like,
just literally sitting, and I was like sitting watching
in a
TV.
parking lot somewhere. Okay.
I've thought that.
Like a plastic tape, like a plastic fold-up table.
You want to get on mic and so people can hear the fucking story? Thanks.
Maybe a little bit. Sorry. Yeah,
It's okay.
I
appreciate you getting into the story and like painting a picture for us, but
No, yeah, that's fair.
this is an audio medium. I just
Dude,
need
you're
to, like,
you, Chris. You said
Yes.
you are Italian. You should be used to people making room for
oh,
the
I
hands
just
that they talk with.
I can't tell you how many times I've knocked over cans of
Dude,
liquid death
yeah.
in my day.
Yep.
I do. I appreciate it, but
So I don't know. I
I had to reel you back in because there's people trying to drive with us and they're still like, "What do you say?" They're gonna turn up, then my loud ass comes on. They're just like, "Fuck."
That's fair.
So
No,
go ahead.
I was-
See, I just hit the mic.
What was
That's
I-
what I do.
I literally just looked up like where's the nearest open mic, and I went to Brighton Bar, and I got the bartender.
Oh, Brighton
to
Bar.
laugh. I got the
That was my first open mic.
I got the bartender to laugh, and then I was like, okay,
And the other 8 people didn't even hear me.
If you
bar-
can
the
get the
bartender
people
laugh.
so sick of comedy to laugh.
yeah. No, that's the thing is like I didn't really
Totally,
care about the audience, but it's like the host told me that the bartender laughed, and I was like, okay. So I went to a thing with Eleazar and Raise the Bar where they have like a cash mic.
Great name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a paid spot open mic. They still do it.
Where is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
Raise the Bar in South Amboy.
Oh, sick.
And what do you call it? The best performer gets money. So I was the best performer one night, and I got money.
Sick.
And
dude.
it was just like
Nice.
it was like crack. Like I don't know. I just started.
It's hard to stop.
Oh, when especially we forget the audience reaction when you actually get paid. You're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, I can
Yeah.
do this."
I got paid.
Yeah.
And you know, and the audience reaction is a big thing when you have people that you've literally never met in your life be like,
Especially
"Yo,
if
you're
it's
fucking
mostly-
funny."
Yeah,
Like,
especially if it's mostly comics.
yeah, or
that are
older
watching.
people. Yeah,
Holy
like-
shit.
And that's it. Honestly, I take it as a huge compliment that you guys laugh at my bullshit because
Yeah.
this is something you guys actually do.
In our defense, I think every pun is funny. So do your thing.
Okay. Well, that was a jab.
I know.
no,
it's fun.
You're intent on knocking me down off this cloud.
Just
You're like,
every once in a
you
while.
had 200 episodes. You're not so fucking good at
I have to. You're,
Joe is the face. I'm
This is
behind.
the face?
I'm behind. Yeah.
this Seth Green, Philip
You
J.
are
Fry
so much better
amalgamation.
at making friends than me. What are you talking about,
I
bro?
work in sales. That's
I
how
know.
I do it.
That's why I'm the editor, bro. They can't look at me. I gotta just be the guy. Like
It's Fry and Otto from the bus driver from The Simpsons.
You're
and
a
we are
bus driver.
killing it. Your mom's went to college.
you're Ralph Cramden.
See, this is how you make the 200 episodes. You get people on, just pit them against each other, sit back and watch the fireworks go.
That's
Say,
That's the
Fight
mark of-
Club.
Yeah, that's the mark of a good host.